All right, guys, let's get this thing kicked off. Um, I want to begin by introducing myself. My name is Dwayne, and I am the corporate field leader for iMarkets Live. Um, I'm also one of the uh, the affiliates or IBOs that are directly underneath the company, and I reside in Kansas. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me get my computer adjusted here. My battery cord. My computer seems to be going dying, and right to my battery cord. All right, there we go, much better. So, continuing, I am the corporate field leader for iMarkets Live. I reside in Kansas, and I'm blessed with a very beautiful family. I have two little kids. I have two little babies. One's a year and a half old. I have another one who was just born at the beginning of February. Well, actually, mid-February. So February 12th. So she's about she's a few weeks old. My wife is a registered nurse. She works on an as-needed basis, mainly to keep her license. And and so I just wanted to give you a little information about myself. I'm 37 years old, and I have built two multi-million-dollar companies from scratch. I mean, from ashes, with no budget, nothing at all. It was very difficult to do. Very proud that I was able to accomplish that. And and here I find myself with iMarkets Live today. You know, I was looking for a company that I knew could take care of people, and I knew it would be around for the long term. And that's really where iMarkets Live caught my eye, when I realized, hey, you have full control of your money. You know, nobody controls your money except for you. You're not paying your hard-earned money to a company, and you're not at a company's mercy to pay you back your money. It just made sense. When I came aboard, the CEO, Mr. Christopher Terry, he knew who, he had heard of me before in the industry and asked me to come aboard on the corporate team. So here I am today as the corporate field leader for iMarkets Live. Now, I'm sure you guys are here because you're excited about iMarkets Live, and you want to know a little bit more about the products, what we have, that kind of thing, how to market it, how to build your business big. And so we're going to kind of go into some of those things. If I need to back up or anything, I will take questions at the end. So, if I need to back up or anything, just hold your questions to the end and we'll get there. I want to talk about our products first. Guys, we have about 3 different products, okay? We have our automated trade signal, as many of you are aware of. It's really what it is. It's a fancy savings account is the way I like to describe it. You're basically doing the same thing your bank's doing with your money, only you make the profits instead of your banker. And that's one question I usually open up with people. So you might make a note of that, when you're talking to people about iMarkets Live. The one question I use is I tell people this. You're going to make a decision either way. Whether you come with iMarkets Live or not, you're going to make a decision. And the decision that you have to make is this. Profits are going to be made on your hard-earned money. They just are. Money's going to be made on the money that you bust your butt for. And you have to ask yourself, do I want to let my banker make the profits or do I want to make the profits? One way you're going to choose. Either you're going to let your banker make the profits on your hard-earned money, or you're going to take control of your hard-earned money and you're going to earn the profits. And that's really what iMarkets Live's about. But our automated trading account, it's what I call kind of a fancy trading account. And if we go to FX Signals Live, you'll see a tab that says Traders on the top here. Now, when you log in and you sign up, I'm not going to go through the login right now, but when you log in and sign up, it'll give you instructions on how to set up an account. You can use pretty much any broker you want to use. We recommend either FXCM or Owanda, but any broker is going to work with the automated trade signal platform. But there's 5 different traders that you can choose from, and basically you can pick one of these traders and follow their signal. So let's say, for instance, you want to follow crosses, pairs, and pips. If you've noticed, let me go back here. Crosses, pairs, and pips has kept his data for 134 weeks. Okay, so 134 weeks. That's about roughly about 2.5 years. So let's go down to the simulation tab. And let's say you're debating. Maybe you have, let's say you have $5,000. Let's say you have $5,000 that you have in your bank savings account right now. You can adjust the risk multiplier up or down. The risk multiplier just means basically that when crosses, pairs, and pips trades his account, your account is risking the same thing if you're at a one-time multiplier. If you're, let's say you're at a 2-time multiplier, sometimes people get this mistaken that it's percentage, and it's not percentage. It means 2-time multiplier. So if crosses, pairs, and pips was to trade 2% of his account balance, your account balance would trade 2 times that. You would trade 4% of your balance. If you're at a 3-time multiplier and he did 5% of his balance, your account would do 15% of your balance. So that's what the multiplier is. I generally, suggest just leave it at a one-time multiplier. So let's see what $5,000 would do. If we simulate, and if you would have had your money in on this particular trade signal from the beginning, you would have done a $6,940 profit on that money, and you would have had a balance, increased your balance to almost 12 grand. So this gives you an idea of our automated trade signal. The automated trade signal is something really for the long term. It's not fun, it's not thrilling, it's not exciting. It's just a fancy savings account, very similar to a 401k. There's going to be months where we lose a little bit of money. There's going to be other months where we gain quite a bit of money, and there's going to be months where we kind of hold steady. The automated trade signal, it doesn't necessarily trade every day. A lot of times people come in and they expect to see that trade signal trading every day, many times a day. Guys, the automated trade signal is just really a solution for your long-term, long-term solution. I believe, and I want to show you guys how we've been very successful at building our business. I believe there's a lot better products to build your business with than our automated trade signal. Our automated trade signal is fantastic, but it's really for that person that they have no other option. They have to start out with the automated trade signal. So I want to talk about some of our other products. Guys, we also have what's called a harmonic scanner. And our harmonic scanner is a scanner that you can download into your computer. I don't have a sample of it right now, but it's a scanner that you can download into your computer. And basically, it's going to alert you to possible profitable trades. These are trades that you can take manually on your own. It'll show you where to enter a trade. It'll show you where to exit a trade and where to take your profit. The harmonic scanner is just, it's a great product. It's a lot more exciting than the automated trade signal. And of course, there's a lot more potential with that. You're taking control of your own future. Just to give you a few testimonials on the harmonic scanner. And then I want to show you the one that I'm most excited about and what I personally use the most myself. But a few testimonials on the harmonic scanner. I talked to a guy, he said, this thing's amazing. He said, I made $300 during a football game. This was a few weeks ago. He said $300 during a football game I was in a trade. He said there was another time I was in a trade and I had hit my take profit. And so what I did was I moved my stop losses up to my take profit. He said I went to bed, I got up the next morning, the trade was still going, and I was up $900. So, harmonic scanner is really just an amazing, 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 product. But the thing I'm most excited about, my favorite product is our live trading room. And guys, I need to give a disclaimer. I usually do in every call, results will vary. And past performance is not necessarily indicative of future results. There is risk with trading. And, one thing we pride ourselves is we're very legally compliant. So I do have to give that disclaimer always, on a call, anytime I list any amount on social media. Some of you guys are in our group on Facebook, and you notice we're always listing the disclaimer. We want to make sure we're always legally compliant. So just because I'm giving you examples of what we've done doesn't mean that your results will be the same. So I have to be very, very clear. Guys, what I really want to talk about is how we've built our business, how we've chosen to build our business, and we've built it big. Once we realized this one thing, things just absolutely took off. And it's really important to know the psychology behind it. And then I'm going to show you just a killer marketing system that we have. So this is our what we call our live trade room. I see a question here. Let me see if there is. All right. I lost sound there for a second, I guess. But now I'm back. This is our live trade room. Well, this isn't our live trade room, but this is the stats from our live trade room. If you go to our live trade room, you can go to FX Signals Live. If you notice, it'll say Live Trade Room. Once you log in, let me actually log in. Very easy to get on this live trade room. If you guys have not been there yet, you need to take a look. It is incredible. We go to live trade room right here, and there's all the instructions. There was all the instructions on how to set up your account to the automated trade signal or the trade copier. Some people call it the automated trade signal. Some people call it the trade copier. But if we go to live trade room, join our live trade room, we'll connect. We connect of a morning. You hit connect. Well, what you're going to do first of all when you come here is you're going to download what's called HotCom in your computer. So let me go ahead and pull up HotCom. I've already got it downloaded. You're going to click connect every morning when the live trade room starts. You'll hear it ring. And you're in. Now, normally Chris would have charts up here, so you'd see different charts, and Chris would be talking. Of course, we're not. This is a weekend, so we don't have the live trade room going today. But that's how you get in the live trade room. And this, of course, is your chat box, and you'll see people chatting there, and you'll see the excitement in the live trade room. So I'm going to go ahead and close this out. But if you haven't got to the live trade room, guys, you got to get there. This is my favorite product, and it's really the only product that I use to full capacity because I make all the money you could imagine off of this product. Guys, we have people making a full-time income, literally in 5 to 15 minutes a day. Now imagine that. We have people that are making what an ordinary person would go to a full-time job. A business professional would go to a full-time job, work all day long to make that amount they're making in 5 to 15 minutes. Guys, we trade what's called futures in the live trade room. We also do Forex. We have 2 live trade rooms with iMarkets Live. We have our London session. It starts at 2 a.m. Eastern Time, and it goes until 4 a.m. Eastern Time. So it starts kind of in the middle of the night for us in the United States. But they trade Forex in that market, foreign exchange currencies in the London session. Then we have the United States session, and it opens at 8 a.m. Eastern Time, and it goes till about 10 o'clock in the morning, give or take some. But where the real action starts is about 9:15 Eastern Time, 15 after the hour, 9:15 Eastern Time of a morning, Monday through Friday. We trade futures, and Chris will pull up the futures about anywhere between 9:15 and 9:30. And once we start trading futures, guys, we're usually in a trade for about 5 to 15 minutes. That's it. You follow along, you do the trades with Chris. You'll have your of course, your money's in your broker. You have your platform. and you're just hitting the same buttons that Chris is hitting. And it takes about, 5 to 15 minutes is what we're in a trade. Sometimes it go a little longer. Sometimes we'll be in one for 20 or 30 minutes. Not very often. It's usually done by, within 15 minutes. And then after that, for about 30 minutes to an hour, Chris teaches. He goes over his reasoning and his thought process for why he took the trade and how he's thinking. So you actually get to learn a valuable skill set. You don't necessarily have to learn it, but most people, they're fascinated by it. They want to learn this skill set because it really is incredible once you get in there. And guys, this live trade room is very fun, and it is exciting, and it is action-packed. It's really cool because you'll see Chris's platform, and you'll see his dollar amount on his screen. It'll turn red if it goes into the negative, but it'll turn green if it's going into profit. And more often than not, that thing turns green, and you get to see it jump from $100 to $200 to $500 to $600 to $700 or more a lot of times. And it's just an action-packed room, guys. I cannot tell you how fun it is to trade futures. It is absolutely fun, and it is absolutely exciting. So I want to show you what our stats are. Now, we trade futures along with Chris, but we have a very disciplined strategy about how we trade futures. And we actually put together the stats. What we do with our particular team is we limit our risk to $300 a day. So $300 a day, if we lose $300 a day, we call it a day. We live to trade another day. Okay, very important for people to know. If Chris loses $300, a lot of times what he does is he'll get back into a trade and he'll turn it into a winning day. But we don't consider that a winning day. We stop at 300. And the reason is because there's a few times, there's on occasion where Chris will have a losing day and he'll get back into a trade and he'll end up losing even more. So we limit our risk at $300. We have a very disciplined and consistent strategy. We make our money for the day. We get in, we get out. If we have a losing day, we call it quits at $300. And actually, it's 150 per contract, and you'll learn some of these things. But we call it quits at 150 per contract. So if you are trading more contracts, you might instead of $300, you might stop at a little bit higher amount. Typically, most people starting out will trade 2 contracts. So 2 contracts, we trade on what's called the S&P E-minis. We trade futures on the S&P E-minis. And a contract is worth $500. So typically we're trading 2 contracts a day. Now 2 contracts a day, of course, would be $1,000. Technically, we're putting $1,000 at risk, but the way we put our stop losses in place, we're only putting 150 per contract a day at risk. So 2 contracts, we would put $300 at risk. 4 contracts, we'd put $600 at risk. And if we have a bad day, of course, we call it quits at that. We live to trade another day. So based on our strategy of quitting, of only risking 150 per contract and quitting if we lose 150 per contract, of course, $300 on 2 contracts, I want to show you our statistics. This data is kept over 51 days. In those 51 days, we've had 7 losses. Chris has had a percentage of profitable days shown is at an 86.2% win rate. 86.2%. We've had an average daily net profit of $360. And guys, let's keep in mind this, most days, 5 to 15 minutes. And I'm not feeding you full of a bunch of hype. This is reality. This is what we're doing. So average daily profit is about $360 in those 51 days. And when you take out our losing days, we made $18,375 profit in those 51 days. Guys, this isn't based on a $100,000 trading account. It's not based on a $50,000 trading account. This is based on something that the average American can attain. I know it's a lot of money, but it is still attainable to the average American. And that's a $3,500 to $5,000 account. These figures are off of a $3,500 to $5,000 account. That's what these stats are from. So if we go on down, we actually show the live proof of what we've done in the trading room. Of course, we didn't trade yesterday. It was Good Friday. Thursday, $492. Wednesday, we took a loss. Tuesday, we did $432. Monday, we ended up taking a loss. Kind of an unusual week this week. We actually had 2 losing days, very uncharacteristic. We typically have a losing day every 2 to 3 weeks. The reason we had 2 losing days is because, of course, of the world event. We have the terrorist attack in Brussels. And anytime you have a world event like a terrorist attack, that can make the market do some kind of, quirky things and not act the way it normally acts. So we did have a couple of losing days this week, but typically we have about 1 out of every 2 to 3 weeks. So we go on down and look. Here's another day we did $230, $200, $221, $192. That was the week before last. We had no losing days that week. Then we did $237. Guys, we did $844 one day. $844. That was in 19 minutes. I specifically remember that day. $844 in 19 minutes. Think about this. A lot of attorneys and doctors, what do they make? $100 an hour. $100 an hour times 8 hours is $800. Guys, we made more than a lot of attorneys and doctors this particular day in 19 minutes than what they did working all day. The futures room is so incredible because you get to see real people making real money real fast. And that's the way I kind of describe it. Of course, we had another losing day here. Here's a $447 day, 293, 187. Here's a losing day, 255. There was a losing day here, 267, 287, 217, $715, 405, 262.50, 530, 355. Guys, this room is fun, excited, and you guys can see, what we're doing in this room. It really is incredible. And we've developed this unique strategy. We trade along with Chris, but we stay even more disciplined. We stay more consistent. So we don't have those really bad days where we have a bad swing. We call it quits at $300 a day if we're trading 2 contracts. So, with our strategy, you can see the kind of numbers we're doing. One thing about me, you guys will learn, is I'm not a hypey person. I believe in giving people the facts. It's good to be excited, but I like true excitement. And guys, I can tell you this is true excitement, what we're doing in this live trade room. It's just an incredible product, and I absolutely love it. I can't tell you, how many lives we can change with this product. Just think about, the people that we can help. Guys, you get somebody using the product, they can make this kind of money without recruiting anyone. Guess what happens when they're making this kind of money? But they can't help but tell people. They will recruit people, whether they've recruited anybody in their life before. When they're having these kind of results, you can't help but tell your brother, your sister, your mother, your father, your best friend. If you make $844 in 19 minutes, how many people do you think your friends are going to want to tell about it? So it's just an incredible room. Now, I'm going to tell you guys what we have found out, me personally, and I've been with the company about a year. When I first came aboard, it was before iMarkets Live went viral, okay? And this is really for you guys, that are really wanting to market this strong. And I've learned from experience. So, I tell people, follow my lead. Don't follow the lead that I did in the past. Follow my lead. I've learned from experience. When we came in, we really thought that this automated, hands-free, 100% passive income was the way to go. We thought everybody for sure would want to be on the passive signal. Guys, the business built so-so. It built at a slow, steady pace. And that's really what it was. It was a slow, steady pace that the business built at. What we did is once we had, a good base built up, we had people coming back to us, and they were telling us how amazing the live trading room was. They said, this thing's just incredible, incredible. And we took a look at that, and it dawned on us. The live trading room was the place to be, and it was the thing to promote. You see, before we thought, we'd want to probably just promote the automated signal, because there's been so many things in the past. There's been so many things in the past from the ad surf sites to the penny auction sites to the companies like Just Been Paid, like Profitable Sunrise, like all this garbage that was in the industry, where people would come in, they'd pay their hard-earned money to the company, and then the company would run off with their money, and they were at the mercy of the company to pay them back. So I figured, most people would want to be passive. That's the way we think. Most people wouldn't want to do anything. Well, what we found was it was all in the way you presented the live trade room. Guys, if you present the live trade room as work and learning, nobody will want to get there. If you tell people, hey, you can come over, learn this skill set, you can spend about an hour to 2 hours a day, just, you can work for about an hour or two a day, and you can learn this valuable skill set, you'll have people come back and they'll tell you, I don't have time for that. And, one thing that's really dawned on us, and if you guys know my background, I'm really big into the psychology of sales and marketing. Psychology is supreme in knowing somebody's thought process. Guys, none of us want more work, and none of us want more learning. More learning, some of us, yeah, we want to learn new things, but nobody wants more workload. So when we realized that we needed to promote the trade room as fun and exciting and not work and learning, everybody wanted to be there. And when they got there, they were having fun, and that they're having fun, and it is exciting. So when we realized, hey, let's plug this trade room as fun and exciting instead of work and learning, it made all the difference in the world. We got people in the live trade room. Guys, we have people in the live trade room with larger accounts. We have some business professionals in there that are making, a lot of weeks, they're making 10,000 plus a week, just trading in the live trade room, not even recruiting people. So, we realized the power of this live trade room. So when we started promoting it, instead of saying, hey, you can come over and learn and spend an hour or two a day and just work for an hour or two, now we present it as, guys, if you could make a full-time income, as much money as you would make going to a job all day, in 5 to 15 minutes, could you find 5 to 15 minutes? See the difference? See the power in that? You're asking somebody, you're taking somebody and telling them, hey, you can come over and do a little work and learn, to making it really fun and exciting. Could you find, if you could make a full-time income working 5 to 15 minutes, as much money as you go to your job and make all day, you could make in 5 to 15 minutes, realistically, could you find 5 to 15 minutes? You know what most people say? They say, tell me more. I want to know more. Tell me more. So, guys, the live trade room is just phenomenal. And I saw somebody had their hand up. I'll take questions here at the end. The other thing we realized is when we got somebody to the live trade room, and this is something you guys probably really haven't thought about. You plug somebody into an automated trade signal, great. You can plug them into an automated trade signal. But when they're in something passive, they may check that every couple of weeks, every 2-3 weeks. They might even check it once a week. It's never fresh on their mind. When you get somebody plugged into the live trade room, you are creating a habit. You're creating the habit for them to get there every morning. They want to wake up, get their coffee, I'm that way. I want to wake up every morning. I want to get my coffee. I want to get in the live trade room, and I want to make some money. I want to see that graph. I want to see those numbers jump from, turn green and jump up in dollar. I mean, people want, you're creating a habit. When you create that habit of people getting there every day, guess what? They never leave. Your retention rate is 100%. That customer, you get to the live trade room, they will never leave, regardless of if they recruit anyone or not. I tell people, look, in business, there's always going to be people at the bottom. It's just a fact of life. We only have so many people on planet Earth. Those people at the bottom, they just have to be happy with the product. So I, get people to the live trade room. Create that habit of getting them there every single day. Guess what? When you get them there and they're popping, $230, $200 a day, $192 a day. Here and there, they're having a losing day. They pop $844 in a day. Guys, that's always fresh on their mind. When they're at Christmas dinner, when they're out for a beer with their best friend, when they're at their church function or their bowling league or, wherever they are around people, it's always fresh on their mind. The automated trade signal they may or may not remember to tell somebody about, but if you get them there in the live trade room day in and day out and you create that habit, they will tell everybody about it, whether they are a recruiter or not. I cannot tell you and stress to you guys the value of the live trade room. If you want to build your business and you want to build it big and you want to build it fast, guys, the live trade room and the futures room is the place to build it. And I know from experience, people don't mind spending 5 to 15 minutes a day if they can make that kind of money, if they realistically can see themselves making that kind of money. Don't stop thinking that everybody has to be passive. Now, there are those occasional people, that just cannot get to the room. The only thing that they can do is the automated trade signal. So, of course, plug them into the automated trade signal if you absolutely have to. So now you can see our results of the live trading room. I think you know the power, and you can see the power of this live trading room and how truly incredible it is. But I want to tell you about our marketing system. You guys are looking to possibly build your business very, very, very big. Guys, we have a marketing system that is world class. I had a guy named Dennis Bain, and this is an interesting story. I actually want to give you guys this story. I actually want to give you a few testimonials that I've had from the live trade room. The first one I want to tell you about is a guy named Dennis Bain. Dennis is a guy that has been in network marketing for quite some time. Dennis is a multimillionaire. He's owned different tool companies to help network marketers with leads. He hasn't been involved with a network marketing company himself for a good decade plus. And the reason is, he said, there's just so much garbage out there. He said, there's so much garbage. And but Dennis has had things like the push button pros, the Bone Collector, the iBuzz Pro, Real Marketing for Real People. Dennis is pretty well known in the industry. Well, Dennis, he was very good friends with one of my business partners, and he sat in the live trade room for a week and a half. What sold Dennis was sitting there for a week and a half, sat in the live trade room, and he was blown away. And so for the first time in almost a decade, Dennis is with iMarkets Live, and he is just doing an incredible job at promoting iMarkets Live. And it's not unusual for Dennis to make $1,000 or $2,000 a day trading in the futures market. The other story I want to tell you about is a guy that is a guy named Ben. Ben came to me and he said, my wife is really reluctant about iMarkets Live. She's kind of skeptical. He said, she wasn't really big on me getting with iMarkets Live. He said, I thought the automated trade signal would trade more, and I can see now it's kind of a long-term account. And I told him about the live trade room. He got his wife, that was very skeptical in the live trade room, She traded demo for a couple of weeks, and she was making on average, he said, of about $250 a day. He said, needless to say, she was just thrilled. She was making about $250 a day. She was thrilled, and now she's trading real money in the live trade room. So this is the power of really what we have with the live trade room. But Dennis, going back to Dennis was so sold. Dennis was he was just blown away by the futures room, and so he created a marketing site for us, just a world-class marketing system. I'm going to show you what the prospect sees first of all. This is my own personal system. If you come to smartmoney111.com, and of course your system will be whatever you have your domain name set to. My domain name is smartmoney111, but you come to the front page. This is our capture page. Okay, this is your capture page where you actually get your leads. Your prospect signs up with their email address and cell phone number. It says no experience needed, no recruiting necessary, just real people making real money, half hour a day times 5 days a week equals up to 1,000 plus a week. And of course, we have all the disclaimers and everything here to keep to keep it all legally compliant. So they'll fill in that form. After they fill in that form, the prospect is going to be taken here. And guys, it's really important for people to know what's on the back end of this system. So when you're seeing the front end, don't just think this is another capture page system, because it's not. There is so much more to this system than meets the eye, and you'll see that here in a second. The psychology behind what this system does is absolutely paramount. Okay, so if we come in, you're going to go to the home page. Dennis is going to give a spill, and he's going to really get just a really short little spill to get people amped up at going through the website and going through all the videos. So we go on down here. Talks about the services. It talks about the automated trading signal, the live trading room, the harmonic scanner, how you can learn and earn at the same time. If they click to go to the company website, guess what? They're going to go to your website. So this is my own. They scroll on down here. It's going to say product video. You're going to have step 1, step 2, step 3. Guys, this gives them all the meat and potatoes they need to make a decision. We're going to go into our product video. In this video, Dennis actually shows live video feed of that live trade room where Chris is, actually executing trades. One thing I like about that live trade room, which I didn't tell you guys this either, is after Chris does a trade, he'll ask everybody, how much money did you make on that trade? And you'll see that chat box just light up. It'll say $250, $300, whatever amount they made on that trade, $1,000. You'll see that in the chat box. And you'll hear Chris, all of a sudden, he'll start saying, oh, my people making money, oh, my people making money. It's just a great environment in there. So Dennis actually shows live video feeds of that of the live trade room. He also talks about the harmonic scanner, the automated trade signal. We go over the opportunity. Oh, and then of course we go over the solidarity of the company. How solid the company is, that it's legally compliant. We've got 100% debt-free company. Great ownership, that kind of thing. Those are the main things people want to know. Tell me about the product. Tell me about the opportunity, and how solid is the company. So they're going to get that all right there. Okay, those 3 videos. If we go back, we'll scroll on down. Thousands of people can't be wrong. If we click more info, guess what? You see testimonials. This testimonial page, your testimonial will always be number 1. So when you send your prospect to your page, even if I was to go back to this page, even though I might go back to this page, all the other testimonials will be randomized. Your testimonial will always be number 1. So it gives you credibility. It always makes it look like your testimonial is the number 1 testimonial in the company. And guys, I want to share with you my own personal testimonial. I am a business owner and I'm thrilled with IML. I usually make more money for my family in 15 minutes than what most educated professionals make working a full day. This is the best decision I have ever seen. Absolutely world-class products. IML is a game changer because they are showing the little guy secrets that used to only be available to the wealthy elite. This is the best decision I've ever made, and there's no looking back. So that's my own personal testimonial. Other people have put their testimonials in here. But when you create your marketing page, your testimonial will always be number one. So, really incredible page that we have there. We go on down, it says frequently asked questions. There's a frequently asked question tab. This system really engages your prospect and really answers every possible question that they could possibly have. Is this real money or funny money? We give an answer right here in text format and in video format. Be honest, what do I really have to learn? I don't understand. What are futures and Forex? Sounds good, but how risky is all this? Let me be clear, what am I actually buying? Who is in control of my money? Is iMarkets Live a solid company? And can you dig deeper into the compensation plan? And they can actually, see the whole compensation plan in entirety right here. So it's about 11 minutes long. But guys, we have, just a world-class system here. Let's go back. If we scroll on down the page, again, this is what the prospect sees. Need real proof? I click here. You know that proof page I showed you guys to get you guys excited about the live trade room? Guys, that same page is right here. So this is that same page. And they can scroll on down and see actually that proof of the live trade room. They can see those dollar amounts and see what we've done. Great page. It's probably my favorite. It's not probably. It is my favorite page out of the whole marketing system. Now it's time for action. You've watched the videos. You've seen the proof. You examined the content. You studied the frequently asked questions. You've got my number. Call me right now to get started or to answer any last minute questions. Let's talk. So it's always going to have your contact info right there. If they're ready to get started and they go to to click onto your site, they're going to go right to your iMarkets Live site to sign up. So you're going to get credit for them. If we go back up to the top of that page, all those things I went over as I scrolled down the home page, they're all at the top. The videos, of course, the product, the opportunity, and the company videos, all right here. Testimonials, you can find them there as well. Proof, there's that proof page that shows our live stats of what we've done in the live trading room. Frequently asked questions, so there's all the frequently asked questions. And then contact, and there's your contact info. You're going to find that most people in this business, most people aren't just going to go sign up with iMarkets Live. They're going to want some kind of human contact. They might have just a few really simple questions to answer. I get a lot of calls saying, hey, I'm pretty much ready to sign up. I just have a couple of quick questions. And they might have really simple questions like, what broker do you use for futures? Just questions like that, which, by the way, we use NinjaTrader. But they might have some really simple, easy questions to answer. And you answer those questions and bada bing, bada boom, you put them in your business. It goes like that pretty much every time. So it's a great page. Now, you're saying, well, tell me about the psychology. Tell me what's behind this page. Can you guys hear me okay? Can you guys hear me? Okay. I wanted to make sure. And like I said, I'll take questions here at the end. So you say, what's behind this marketing page? What's behind all this? Tell me the psychology. How is this not just a typical capture page system? Guys, if you go to IML marketing system, you don't have to put the dashes, it'll forward it to it, but just imlmarketingsystem.com, you can get your marketing system. imlmarketingsystem.com. And if you decide you want the system, if you decide you want the system, you can join. Guys, this marketing system you can pay for either per year or lifetime. This is only available to our team. The per year price, and by the way, that strategy I showed you of the live trade room, the how we're super disciplined, guys, our team created that strategy. Our team is the only one. We kind of have the secret, inside scoop on this. We're the only one that really knows about this strategy and how well it works in full force. So use it to your advantage. But this marketing system, you can get, it's either 127 a year or you can get it for 167 for lifetime. You're talking right around $10 a month. A little over $10 a month is what it averages out to be. You do have to pay for it yearly though, so you can pay either 127 a year or you can pay 167 lifetime access. But I want to show you exactly what this system does and what separates it from anything else. Guys, this is the most powerful system that I've ever seen, that we've ever put together. And I actually collaborated with Dennis to put together this system. I'm not a programming type guy. I'm not a techie type person, but I know how to lay out presentations, the thought process people think, how to influence people. That's where I come in, is kind of how to storyboard it. So if we go to log in, I'm already logged in. Of course, I already put in my login info. When you get your system, you want to go through every one of these tabs. And it will take probably an hour or two. But guys, spend the time, because, this system will put some major people in your business. This system in the past couple of weeks, and it's only been going for about 3 weeks now. Guys, this system has probably put about 200 to 300 people in my organization in the past 3 weeks. I don't know the exact number, but I do know it's a powerful system. I know how well it works. So I tell, so definitely use it. Now, if we go to the home page, of course, this is the home page. It's going to kind of give you a welcome video and tell you where to go, what to do. My computer doesn't want to stay in the charging port for some reason. Hold on here. All right. So if we go to the power of a testimony, this is where you're going to put in your testimony. You put in your picture. You'll plug in your own testimony. If you don't have a testimony now, wait until you have a great testimony, or maybe make it just a generic testimony about how excited you are about the business. One thing that you'll find about me is I like to be honest and I like to be straight. A testimony from the heart means a lot more than a testimony that's just just thrown up there as a lie. Do a testimony that is from your heart. Don't try to fake it. Do a genuine testimony. There's that school of thought that people say you got to fake it until you make it. Guys, I don't believe in that. I have a school of thought, instead of fake it till you make it, I say, in part of my language, I say drive your shitty car proud. If you have a shitty car, drive it proud. Be confident that you're going to move up in the world. Say, I might have a shitty car now, but I'm going to have a Lamborghini because I'm doing the right steps I need to be. Just be honest with people. You don't have to fake it. You don't have to do any of that. We all come from somewhere, and people respect honesty more than they respect anything else. So when you do your testimony, make sure you just put something from your heart. If you haven't had a lot of experience with iMarkets Live products, put a testimony about what excites you about iMarkets Live. Hey, I have control of my own money. I haven't ever seen anything like this before, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So just make sure that you give a good testimony, and it's from the heart. The leads resources page. If you go here and you need to know how to drive traffic to your page, you can click on these different things, and Dennis has some different, very, very good material that he sells prospects on how to get traffic to the page. I think they're about $17 is what he sells them for, and they're well worth it. Everybody that buys them says, "Man, I didn't even know all this before, and now I know some great strategies." We also have what's called an MLM rod system. Guys, I'm not going to go into this, but I highly recommend that you look at this system as well. It's a system we use in conjunction with our marketing system. And I lost it there. Let me bring it back up. What it does is it allows, and it's really good for newbies and veterans, you know, that have a lot of people on their phone, really both newbies and people who have a lot of contacts. But that MLM rod system will import contacts from somebody's cell phone. And I actually did a video about it. If you want to watch a video, you can go to youtube.com and just type in IML MLM rod system, MLM rod ROD system, and you can see it. But basically what it does is it imports the contacts from your cell phone, and it shoots out a text message one day, and it says, "Hey, this is Dwayne. I just want to let you guys know this is my new business number. By the way, my old number is still good, so don't get rid of this. You know, don't get rid of that number." Something to that effect. The very next day, it takes all those prospects in your phone and it sends them out a text and says, "Hey, receive a $50 rewards gift card now just to check out what I'm doing." You know, something to that effect. So it incentivizes the customer to go watch your presentation. Guys, we took this page out of the timeshare industry's book. You know, timeshare industry has been offering people $100 cash, free hotel nights, free show tickets just to go watch a presentation while you're on vacation. They've been using it for years, and they still use it today because it works. So basically, we take and we're able to import somebody's contacts from their cell phone, and we shoot out a text message saying, "Hey, this is my new business number. My old number's still good." Next day, they get a text message that says, "Hey, check out what I'm doing right now and receive a $50 rewards cash gift card." So they click on the link, they go to get the rewards cash gift card, and they watch the presentation. After the presentation, there's a survey, so you can see how good that lead is to see what their interest level is. And then it directs them, it gives them the illusion that they need to call you back to get their incentive. Even though 48 hours later, they're still going to, the system will automatically send out their incentive. It gives them the illusion that they need to call you back. And the reason I like this so well is because the new people that I personally bring to the business, when they get this system, you know, I know that they're not going to be necessarily as up to speed and as good at explaining the business as I am. So I tell them to list their coach or their sponsor as the person to contact. So what happens is they import their contacts from their cell phone. They shoot out to give people the incentive. The prospect watches the presentation, and in order to get their incentive, instead of calling their friend like they would it would normally direct them, it tells them to call me. So it's a good way for you leaders to get your downline engaged. Have them use the system. You know, most people have 200 to 400 contacts in their cell phone. So, you know, somebody says, "Well, where do I go now?" Right here. This is a great place. They can import those 200 to 400 contacts. They can send it out to them, and then you can tell them, "Hey, let me close your sales for you." So instead of them having to talk to their friends after the presentation when they call, their friends are calling you to talk to you because you are a lot better at explaining the business and you've been in longer. So this, you know, this tool is a great tool to use. I would go into more depth in it, but I did do a video on YouTube. If you go to youtube.com, of course, and type in IML MLM rod system, you'll see. But I want to go back into to our main system, the one that you guys have seen. So the resources tab just gives you some more resources. You know, it'll give you some tips and things to drive traffic if you need that help. It also has that MLM rod system that I was just telling you about. Um, You know, a lot of people know how to drive traffic. Guys, there's no wrong way to get people to your presentation. Whether you're posting it on your own Facebook, you know, to your own Facebook friends, whether you're using a traffic exchange site, a safe list, pay-per-click advertising, you know, solo ads, there's a million different ways. If you're just putting out flyers out in your local community to get people there, guys, there's no wrong way to get people to your site. You're just wanting to get people to the presentation. When you get people to the presentation, the system is going to take over. And what it does on the back end is phenomenal. So let's go ahead and continue to get into that. Your sales funnel, your links. This talks about setting up a domain name, getting a domain name, and just forwarding your domain name to this particular link. So it gives you all that information there. There's a frequently asked question library. You can get all your frequently asked questions answered. Guys, there's a contact manager. Our contact manager is, you know, this contact manager is an awesome contact manager. You know, it'll keep you organized. So it'll tell you, you know, you can make notes on a prospect. It'll tell you where they came from, you know, that kind of thing. You can disposition that contact, that prospect. So if they end up signing up for iMarkets Live, you can show that they signed up. It's just a great thing to keep you guys organized. So we have a contact manager. As your people opt into the system, they're automatically loaded into your contact manager. We have daily marketing tips. And I'm going to come back to that here in just a second. Of course, you can update your personal profile. I'm not going to click on that because my password and all my information is on that tab. And I'm going to come back to this text and autoresponder access here in just a second too. Of course, you've got the log out button. You've got the submit a ticket to where you can submit a support ticket if you need some help with your marketing system. And then you can update your Facebook details. So if you want to link it to your business Facebook page, or, you know, or maybe a Facebook group or something like that, you can do that. You know, you can link it to Facebook as well, your marketing system. But I want to go ahead and I want to get into these two things. This is what separates our system from everything else out there. This here is our text messaging and autoresponder access. This is going to be one of the very first tabs that you go to. You're going to want to set up your autoresponder and you're going to want to set up your text messaging. Guys, if you decide to do the texting portion of this, it is $10 a month to do the texting. There is some cost to do texting. So you pay for the system, and if you want the texting portion, you will pay $10 a month on top of that as well. But it's well worth the $10, and you'll see why here in just a second. So, you know, you want to watch the video, you want to read all the text on the page, you want to go through everything. But what makes our system so exceptional is this daily marketing tips. This is what our system does. What we do, when you think about a customer's thought process, with most capture pages, here's exactly what happens. And you guys are probably going to agree, you know, and tell me yes if you agree after I'm done explaining this. But what happens with most capture pages is you'll send a prospect to your capture page. You may give them a call. You may follow up with them once they opt in. You know, you might follow up with them a time or two, and then you feel like you're getting the runaround or whatnot. Or you just get busy. But you have a prospect that goes through your page, okay? When they go through your capture page and they're looking everything over and they're saying, man, this looks really good, one of two things usually happens. You know, you'll have a handful of people that say, man, this looks so good, I just got to call and get signed up right away. Yeah, you'll have a few people. But, you know, in the real world, that's really not what happens most of the time. What happens most of the time is a prospect will go to your page and the baby will start crying, or they'll realize, hey, I'm late for an appointment. I got to get out of here. And so in the middle of the presentation, they just kind of think in the back of their head, hey, I'll come back to that later. You know, they fully intend to get around and making a decision, but they get busy with life. Or you'll have a customer that goes through the whole thing and they say, you know what, I want to sleep on it. I'm going to call that guy tomorrow, but I want to sleep on it tonight. Problem is people get busy with life. they fully intend to getting around to making a decision, but they just have other stuff come up in life. So it kind of lingers on and they never get back to making a decision. You fully intend to following up with that prospect, but you get busy. You get busy in life and you never get a chance to really follow up with that prospect. So generally what happens is they sit on the fence and they sit there permanently. They intended to get around to making a decision. You intended to follow up, but now they're busy with something else and you're busy with other leads, and you never really get that person, that you could have got engaged into your business. This, and I think you guys will really agree with me that that's generally what happens. It's a numbers game. So here's the psychology of what we do. What we do is we're in the live trade room every day, and we send out a text message. Now understand this. This marketing system is going to send out autoresponders, and it's going to send out autoresponders out regularly. We have 80 different autoresponders that's going to be sent out just every few days. So your prospect is going to get the general autoresponder messages encouraging them to get back to look at the business. But where we take it a step further is what we do is we send out a text message every single day that we trade in the live trading room. Every single day we send out this text message. For instance, let's say we did under $300 a day. Let's say we go back to here and we go to this day where we did $237. So we might say something like $237 in 10 minutes. With IML, it happens almost every day. Talk about being able to quit my job. You might want to take another look. And then, of course, you're driving them back to your presentation. You might have another day where we do, let's say, we have another day where we do $844. So you might come over here. Let's see, profitable day over $300. Let's just say 844 in 19 minutes. This blows anything and everything right out of the game. Take another look today. We need to talk ASAP. So all you're doing is you're copying and pasting these text messages. These don't get sent out automatically. And I have people say, why don't they get sent out automatically? Two reasons. The first reason is because this marketing system is a complete system. You have full control of your list. Nobody else sees your list except for you. So, this isn't some master list that your people are loaded into. Guys, that's advantageous for you. I know with me personally, I know with a lot of big leaders, they don't want anybody else to have access to their list. And I don't blame them. So you have full control of your list. There's no way for us to send out this from a master account, being that you do have full control of that list. The other reason why is because the dollar amounts are going to change each day. They're going to vary. Those dollar amounts aren't necessarily going to be the same. But so you do have to manually send these out, but it takes literally 3 minutes a day, if even that. It's very, 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 very simple to do. I can't tell you how easy it is. If I can do it, I'm not a techie person, you can. A lot of times it takes less than 30 seconds. You copy and paste, you plug in the numbers, you send it out to your text list. Very easy to do. But for instance, you would copy and paste this message. You'd go over to your text list. I'll even show you how easy it is. Copy. I go right here to my text autoresponder access. I am going to go right here. Send SMS broadcast. I'm going to copy paste this in here. Boom. I'm going to put in 844 in 19 minutes. I'm going to put in my site, which is smartmoney111.info. smartmoney111.info. And boom, I'm done. I might take a glance over, make sure it looks good. Select list. I'm going to select the first list to send it to. And the date, I'm going to set the date. Say I wanted to send it out today. Maybe I want to send it out at noon Eastern time. or I guess it's afternoon Eastern time. Maybe I want to send it out at 1 Eastern time, 1 p.m. Eastern time, boom, send SMS message, and it's going to go out. That's how easy it is to do. It's, guys, this is really extremely easy. You know, don't make it like it's a headache to send out these messages. It's really not. So, and this is what makes our system so psychologically powerful. So you're going to send out these messages. We even have messages you can copy and paste if we have a losing day. Let's say we're up $700 for the week. Took a small loss today, but it doesn't even hurt. I'm still making more than at my job. Take another look. So we're very honest with people. You know, just be honest with them. Let them know what we do in the live trade room each day, and copy, paste the message, send it out, and the prospect gets it. Now, in addition to doing that, you also want to copy and paste an email. It's, you know, you don't have to, but I suggest people do both. You know, don't just text them, also email them. So we have emails that you can copy and paste. Up $650 for the day in 30 minutes. Can you even imagine that type of hourly wage? So, you know, it's good to also send them an email as well as your text message. But imagine this. This is the psychology behind it. So you have that prospect that's been sitting on the fence. What's going to happen when they get messages saying, made $844 today, you need to take another look. Made $237.50 today, you need to take another look. Day after day, 447 in a matter of minutes today, you need to take a look. You know, that's basically what the text messages are saying. Imagine you as a prospect looking at something. What are you going to do when you get these messages every day? You're going to say, hold on a second. I need to take a look. These guys are making money. So one of two things is going to happen when you send out these daily text messages. Your prospects that are currently sitting on the fence, they're going to say, you know what, I'm sick of getting these messages. Stop texting me. In which case, no harm, no foul. Hey, they weren't doing you any good sitting on the fence to begin with. Or you're going to have people that say, you know, more often than not, you're going to have people say, you know, I've been getting these messages for the past 2 weeks, and these guys are making some serious money. I need to get back over there and make a decision. So you're always driving people back to your presentation. You're driving them back to making a decision. Much like Geico Insurance runs TV commercials. Geico, during a ball game, Geico runs, you'll see 25 different commercials. And I think a lot of you will shake your head, yes, that's true. Geico runs commercial after commercial after commercial. Not because they expect you to pick up the phone right then and there and call for car insurance. Yes, that would be nice if it happened. But they realize what's the reality of things is you're not going to pick up your phone and call Geico, hey, I just saw your commercial. I need to get your car insurance. The reason they do it is because next time you are ready for car insurance, it's fresh on your mind. So they know that when you need car insurance next time, you're going to remember that you saw Geico and that you could save money by calling Geico. Much the same way here. You know, you're really ingraining that in that prospect's head. People check text messages daily. You know, we've got into a day and age where emails they might skim through. But when they get a text message, they're going to look at that message. And you're ingraining that in their head. Hey, I've made this much, this much, this much, this much. You know, I've done this in a matter of just a few minutes. Guys, that prospect is going to eventually say, whether it's 5 days from now, whether it's 14, whether it's 30 days from now, a lot of times that prospect's going to say, hold on a second. I need to get back over and make a decision because these guys are doing some serious things. So it's constantly reminding them the power of iMarkets Live. And that in and of itself is why our marketing system is so unbelievably powerful. You know, it's a very down-to-earth system. It gives them all the information they need to make a decision, and it's constantly driving them back to the presentation. You know, if you get prospects to that presentation, you don't have to worry about the follow-up. You don't have to worry about keeping notes in the back of your head or little post-it notes all over. Hey, I need to call this guy John. He seemed really interested. I need to call Betty. You know, you don't have to worry about doing all that. Just let the system work for you. Guys, if you let the system work for you, your phone will ring. It will ring with prospects, I guarantee, because it's already happening for me. So get your prospects to the presentation, send out the daily text message, and guys, just let the system work for you, and you'll see how powerful it is at building your business. So, I kind of want to conclude this webinar. One thing you'll find about me, guys, is sometimes I stumble around because I always do stuff off the cuff. I always do it from the heart. So, some days I'll have really good days where I don't stumble around, and other days I'll stumble and bumble a little bit. But it's part of being human. So just to kind of recap, guys, I want to encourage you to get engaged in the products. If you're engaged with the automated trade signal, I encourage you to get engaged with either the harmonic scanner or the live trade room. Make some great money yourself. You're your own best testimonial. If you're making that kind of money every day, the passion in your voice, the fire in your voice, it's going to reflect that. People can sense that. So get in there. The automated trade signal is the last thing we promote. It's a great product, but people like to have the fun and exciting things. There's nothing better than having something fun and exciting. So if you haven't engaged in the other products, the live trade room or the harmonic scanner, guys, get engaged in them, because that's where the big money really is being made. And then the power of getting your person to the live trade room, creating that habit day in and day out. That's where you're going to build your business big. And that's not only where you're building your business big, it's where you're building your business solid. You want to build your business very, very solid. So the power of using that live trade room to build your business as well. By the way, anybody using our marketing system, guys, there is a trial link in there. When you have the marketing system, this is available only for our team. We have a free trial link. When they click on that, they get in the live trading room for 7 days. Now, after 7 days, it recognizes their IP address and it locks them out. But they can get into the live trading room for 7 days. I wouldn't use that until you have somebody kind of on the fence, just right on the edge. Hey, can I see the live trade room? Sure. Here's a trial link. You got, a 7-day trial link. So we do have that available as well. So, get your prospects engaged in the live trading room. Get them engaged in the harmonic scanner. Get them engaged using the products. Create that habit. The automated trade signal is good, but there's nothing like creating that habit for that customer. And you're creating that habit. Not only are you creating that habit, they're putting some really good money in their pocket, and they're going to want to tell everybody else about iMarkets Live. And then, of course, the marketing system. IMLmarketingsystem.com. If you want a really good presentation and a really good psychological back end to really lock your prospect down, guys, the IML marketing system is tremendous. So with that, I want to go ahead and open it up for questions. Are we going to cover the marketing plan? I can do that. I can cover the compensation plan maybe on another webinar. One thing I will tell you is one thing I would do is, if you want to look at the compensation plan, if you go to smartmoney111.info, okay, click on the frequently asked question, and if you go down to this last video here, it's an 11-minute long video. It completely covers the comp plan. But yes, we can do another webinar. Maybe the next webinar we can do on covering the compensation plan. Would that work for you, Susan? Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions? Michael, did you want to say anything? Yes, I did record this webinar, Mark. I'm actually going to go ahead and stop the recording now and